In this lecture, we're going to learn about the increment and decrement operators. These operators were introduced for updating integers by 1. Let's look at an example to understand how they work. In our script, let's set the data variable to a random number like 5. In some cases, we may want to update this number by 1. For example, you may want to keep track of the items in a user's cart. If they add an item, you may want to update the cart's size by 1. A possible solution would be to do the following. Data equals data plus 1. That works, but we can shorten this code even further by using the addition assignment operator like so. However, there's an even shorter solution, which is the increment operator. If your goal is to update a number by 1, you can do the following. Data plus plus. The plus plus characters are known as the increment operator. It'll update a value by 1. Let's update the variable dump function to output the data variable. In the preview, the new value is 6. Numbers can be decremented too, which is subtracting the current value by 1. Instead of using the plus plus characters, they can be replaced with the minus minus characters. This time, the page displays 4. These operators are a useful shortcut. There's one thing to keep in mind when using these operators. The location of the operator does affect the behavior of the operator. If we add the operators after the value, PHP returns the value. After doing so, it'll increment the value. These steps are not performed together. You might want the value to be updated before it's returned. For example, we may want to increment the value while dumping it. In the preview, the value remains 5 despite incrementing it in our code. This is because PHP is passing on the value to the function before incrementing it. Therefore, the original value gets rendered on the screen. If we want to wait for the value to be incremented before outputting it, we can position the increment operator before the variable like so. Now the value has been incremented before being displayed. This same behavior applies to the decrement operator. Immediately using a variable after it's been updated is common. If the variable is not updated properly, you may want to consider moving it to the other side of the variable. So, that's the increment and decrement operators. Let's keep exploring other operators in the next lecture.